It is back. I'll explain where it was in a second. So as you saw in the last video, and sorry for the squinting, it's damn sunny, surprisingly, here in Melbourne. As you saw last video, I had to leave halfway through this car getting an exhaust. Obviously, it is now finished. And even though the car arrived on a tow truck, it is running and driving, there is nothing wrong with it. And it actually went on the dyno again with the new exhaust and the CNC'd heads. So back to AllSparks, I didn't go, no, there's no videos, I'm sorry. And nothing happened this time. So it all looks pretty much the same. The car actually made 290 kilowatt now. So what did it make before? 265, so we're up another 25 kilowatt with the heads and the exhaust. Daniel also, massive thank you, fixed that bolt at the front that was stripped. Now, the problem on the dyno was the OTR and transcooler situation. So transcooler is just pushing heat straight into the OTR. So when you move the OTR up, Frank actually had, I'll put it up on the screen here, he actually had it up on top of the rad support, and that's where it made its most power. So what I'm going to do is move the transcooler, either a different location in the front or maybe under the car with a fan, but anywhere apart from where it is now. And this is the first time I'm hearing the exhaust too. It does sound a shitload better than before. So if you didn't hear, or it wasn't explained in the last video, I honestly can't remember because last video was such a rush. We did a twin 3-inch into a single 3.5, which is, we have to say a big thanks to Sharp's Exhaust, because that is a proven power maker that they do on LS's. So we pretty much just copied that. And as you saw on the dyno, it works beautifully. Sounds way better. I reckon it's actually a little bit quieter, understandably. It's got 2 mufflers now instead of 1. Oh, and a big stuff up by me, actually, that Troy noticed. So once the car went for tune, it went back to my work, and Troy noticed that the steering shaft was still hitting. So he had it up on the hoist just to see what we could clearance, and noticed that my whole front K-frame was loose and it sort of separated from the floor, like it had dropped down. So in turn, the headers were hitting the K-frame, the steering shaft. So Troy did all that. I think I got a video of that too, so I might pop that in if I've still got it. Hey Chris, got a bit of an issue, mate? Troy fixed that, so everything is perfect. I have to say, massive thank you to Sean, Casey, Daniel and Troy at work for getting the car done for me, getting it to Frank's, the tow by Casey three times actually he towed this car and brought it back home to me. Sean for letting it all happen and organising with the boys, and Daniel and Troy for just going over the car, fixing all the little bits and pieces that needed some love. So massive thank you to every employee that I work with. It's actually fucking awesome. But anyway, there is a couple more things that I'm going to do to this car. Again, thanks to Sean, because he ordered some parts for me so that it could be dropped with the car, so I got something to do at home. And I'll show you what those bits and pieces are. So my partner's dad's here from overseas. I'm going to show him a proper Aussie car.
Bonito.
Nice outfit.
I know.
Pero este era el que lo tenía arreglando, ¿o qué?
Sí, el del exhausto.
¿Ah?
El que le estaba cambiando el exhausto. No, ¿qué más? What else? What you change?
Went on the machine.
El motor.
¿No tiene aire acondicionado?
Ah, que sí, it has air conditioning?
No.
No.
No air conditioning.
No.
So I think he noticed that, that's why he was asking.
¿Ah?
Huh?
Evo has aircon?
Yeah.
Que sí. El de...
So he wants the Evo because it's got aircon.
el otro sí
Era
tiene.
todo nuevo.
Que everything looks
Everything
new.
brand new.
¿Ah?
Que sí,
everything.
todo es nuevo.
Pero
Sí,
el motor ha sido reparado. O
es nuevo.
le colocó motor nuevo.
No, did you repair or did you put a new engine?
No, repaired it.
Ah, lo reparó.
Y lo pintaron todo.
But the engine was new anyway.
Todo lo pintaron, quedó nuevo, claro.
Because this engine is from a different car. This is not. This car never had this engine.
Este motor es de otro carro.
8 en vez.
8-cylinder.
Sí, 8.
Consume más combustible.
¿Consume?
Yeah.
Más
No. Yes.
combustible.
Lots of fuel.
Sí,
Más que
Sí.
ajá, más.
porque es de 8, pero tiene más fuerza.
Sí,
Anda más.
más rápido.
Yeah. You're pointing it at nothing. No cars that sound like this in Colombia?
Hay carros que suenan aquí en Colombia.
Ah, sí, pero mal arreglado. Suena mal.
Que sí, pero los que están mal.
In English.
Suena
Yes.
feo.
But it's because
They're broken.
They're broken.
So my boss just happened to leave a few goodies for me to do while I'm off work, which is an amazing gesture. So there's some brand new Petter's rear shock that I'm going to quickly throw in. Left some bonnet struts, but there's no way I'm heading down that route again. If you've been following the van since the start, I tried to do bonnet struts and it ended up bending the hinges and smashed my windscreen. So I'm not doing that ever again. But the best things, look at these. Brand new interior map light lens, which I'm not sure if I should fit or not because I actually have a GoPro mount on mine, so it'd be kind of a waste if I fit a brand new one and then sort of stuff it with putting a GoPro mount back on it, because that's a mad view when you're at the drags. And these are sick. All 4 brand new, genuine inner door locks for here. Sean, you are the man. So, as mentioned previously, we have some new rear shocks. I also grabbed some new rear donut bushes for here, which I showed last time. These are all split and gone to shit. Now I must admit, this car probably doesn't even need rear shocks, but when I'm replacing everything, I just hate the look of these in here. And these are a stock length shock as well, so as you can see, when the car's got stands under it, the diff drops, like the wheel's about here. So hopefully we fix that with a short stroke shock, which these are. And also something that a lot of people brought up, which yes, I agree I should have done, but it just completely slipped my mind, and I say to myself to do it every time I do a car, is to grease the bushes so that when you jack the diff back up, it doesn't sort of twist or tear the bush. And I agree, everything should have been done up with the diff up in the car with a jack under it, so like in its final resting position where you tighten everything. So I'm actually going to pull the stuff back out and redo it. So literally a 2-minute thing to get these back out, so not a problem. but I do agree with everyone that these should have been lubed from the start. Alright, so I thought I didn't really have an excuse for these shocks, but this one's stuffed. So this should obviously spring back. So I do have an excuse to replace these. Alright, so this is what we're replacing with. If anyone's interested, priced pretty well. Obviously a good brand. They were recommended. So that's enough for me. Difference in thickness. It's not about the length, it's about the girth. Am I right? So as you can see, that's both at full length. So a big difference, probably 2 or 3 inches. So maybe length does matter. To show you how much shorter these are, that's at full droop, so Jack isn't holding the diff up, and I used to be able to just pull the springs out with about that much height on top of it. Now I can't even get them back in, so this is going to take some finesse. Alright, so car is jacked up to its ride height, and everything done up tight, lubed the way it should have been before. Now onto these bushes for here, I'll be honest, I can't get this out. I cannot for the life of me get a spanner in here to get this out, to do the top 2. So I'm gonna be lazy and I'm gonna do the bottom 2 on each side. Don't do what I do. Alright, so they're in. As I said, only did the bottom 2. So this whole rear end has had a rebush now, apart from the 2 top sway bar end link bushes on each side, which I have here. And if you're wondering why I was replacing them, that is why. And they're all split. So they're for the bin. So there we are, back on the ground, everything done up tight. And as usual with most mods done on this channel, car looks exactly the same. But it's about to, or I was going to take it for a drive, but it looks like it's about to rain. And I honestly can't be bothered moving cars out of the way. So I'll take it for a drive tomorrow and see if it feels any different in the back. Alright, not sure how good this camera angle is, sorry guys, it's hard to tell. First drive with these shocks, feels the same to be honest, maybe a little bit stiffer, I don't know, maybe it's just in my head that it feels stiffer because I've done shocks, so I don't know. This car is definitely a lot quieter, which unfortunately makes you hear the diff whine a lot more, which I really need to attend to. It's just hard to, you know, the car's together now and driving and there's nothing wrong with it, so it's hard to then jack it up, rip the diff out, because it's starting to be that nice weather time, everyone's driving their cars, you want to drive with mates, so it's a hard time to pull a car off the road to do a diff. It's a bit annoying, you know, a couple of weeks off the road, so I don't know, I might just leave it for now and then during winter I'll do it. I want to shorten it a little bit just so I don't get any tyre rub. I have a little tiny bit. I had someone in the back for the first time the other day and it just rubs the tiniest little bit, so it'd be good to get rid of that. Speed camera. The trans leak is a bit of a killer. It looks like it's from the pump, not the trans pan, so I don't know, I might just put up with it and leave it. Other than that, pretty much ready to race. You know, early next year I'd like to go back to Heathcote again. Never ever no driving at Heathcote again, so I'm gonna have to tow it. Even though if you saw a video I put up a couple of weeks ago, I'm a bit afraid of towing at the moment as well. So I don't know. But no, it's good. It's a lot quieter. Drives good. There's no knocks, no bangs. Troy managed to get the headers not to hit the floor anymore, which I've mentioned a million times. They used to hit right where the trans cross member was. It's definitely a bit faster than it was before. Yeah, and as I said previously, you really got to move this trans cooler to somewhere a bit more appropriate where it's not pulling heat through the OTR. And I'm super happy where this car is at the moment. It looks how I want it to look, it goes how I want it to go. Touch wood, there's no problems. Sounds really good on limiter. You can definitely feel that little bit more power than it has now, that's for sure. I don't know, what else should I do with this car, guys? I'd like to hit up a lot of cars, as many car meets as possible. I've missed driving this car, going to meets and stuff like that. So I can't wait to start doing that again. Obviously race the car again, but yeah. I don't know, there's nothing much else I really want to do to this car at the moment. Maybe a roof lining. I really need to do those executive window molds, but no one's brought out the rear hockey mold seal yet. Oh, that's me preaching the same shit that I'm always preaching, so. So yeah, down gear and it just fries the tyres, which is pretty sick. I'm going up though, maybe 60 k's an hour. I love it. Anyway guys, I will maybe see you next week, but 99% chance it'll be in the new year. I really struggled to do this video, but I was having kind of withdrawals. It feels weird when you've been putting out videos every single week consistently for, I'm going to say around the 3-year mark now, and it was really hard to miss one. So I really pushed hard this week to get this one out, so I hope you guys appreciate it. But I will see you in the near future.